Chair Stover, Chair Nangle, distinguished members of the committee. Hello, my name is Shannon Murphy. First off, I have a deep love for this great but bruised and battered republic. I spent most of my adult life defending it as well as our Constitution. I cannot comprehend how we got where we are today. We're so far in debt that our great grandkids will be stuck with the bills in the unlikely event that there's still a United States of America for them left to live in. No one in their right mind believes the federal government can continue to spend money that it will never have. Both parties in Washington will say they're going to fix the insane budget issues, but we all know they won't. But you as state legislatures can be the answer to stopping the insanity by passing this Convention of the States resolution. What's so scary about the federal government being forced to live within its means, just like the rest of us? It's much less scary to me than the nation imploding like every other nation in history that spent far beyond its means. Term limits for Congress are also on the table in this convention. The majority of the American people support term limits for Congress. I've seen polls that show between 60 and 77%, depending on which ones I look at. I believe most folks we send to DC start out with good and honorable intentions, but the longer they stay there, the more corrupt they become. They get to the point where they have more allegiance to their parties than they do to our republic. This Convention of the States also addresses federal government overreach. I believe the idea of the 50 different states deciding what works for them is much more in line with our Republican style government. Let's not confuse this with the Republican Party. What works for California is not necessarily going to work for Maine, but the federal government always tries to use the one size fits all idea. Best plan to take care of each state is through the people and the states as prescribed in the 10th Amendment. Why do we need DC telling us how to educate our children? Why are we paying federal taxes just to have them spend money back to us if we follow their plan? We need to get back to keeping the federal government in their box, meaning they are only to deal with the 18 enumerated powers that the US Constitution allows them. Just think how much money the federal government would not have to borrow if they just followed what the Constitution demands. What we're working towards through this Convention of the States is the once very recognizable ideal of self-governance that made this republic the greatest experiment in history. I truly believe this is the only thing that will save our beloved nation. Thank you.